Hey yo, what's up YouTube? It's I Can Swim here. Today I'm bringing you another great tech tutorial made easy. Today we're going to be working with the PS4 and how to initialize it. Now you may need this if your system is glitchy or sometimes a game might not work, the controller might not be responding. So this is something that you generally have to do before you take any further troubleshooting steps. So that being said, there are a few things you're going to need to do this. So the first thing we're going to need is a computer that can access the internet. I'm just using a regular old MacBook, but a PC works fine. And the next thing we're going to need is, of course, our PS4 controller. We're also going to need the USB cable that your PS4 system actually came with. And last but not least, we're going to need a USB stick with at least 1 gig of available storage. Now that's not a lot for today, so it shouldn't be too hard to find one. Most people just have one kind of lying around. So once you have all those things gathered, the first thing we're going to need to do is create the USB stick. So on my screen, you can already see that I have the website that you need pulled up. It's going to be on a link in the description. So just scroll down and click on it and it will take you to the exact same page. So what we're actually going to have to do is download this file here. This file is the actual operating system itself, and this is what allows you to navigate. It's kind of like the road to drive on. Anyways, so that being said, you're going to plug into your USB port your USB stick that has at least 1 gig of available space. Mine has 16, so we're good on that end. And it's not really gonna pop up on a Mac. It will on a PC though. So we're gonna go to Finder or just regular Explorer. And your USB device should have popped up. So you're just going to click on it. Mine's just called My Stuff. And now within here, if it hasn't formatted, just do that. I'll add a clip at the end on how to format, and in case yours isn't formatted, I'll just show you how to quickly do it and set it up so this will all work no problem for you. So in the meantime though, you're going to go into your USB stick and you're going to create a file that's called PS4, all capitals, just P, S, and then the number 4. Then you're going to double click that folder, and within it you're going to create another folder called Update. And within that, you can already see mine's in there, but yours is going to be empty. And this is where we're going to store the actual update file. It's going to be a .pup file, and that stands for PlayStation Update. So after you've created those, you're okay to just exit out of your memory stick. We don't really need anything past that. And we're gonna go back to the website we were just on. And about halfway down the page, just under the pictures, you're gonna see the download now. And that's gonna actually download the entire system file. So it's the operating system and everything you need to kind of maneuver through the PlayStation. So it's the entire operating system. Anyways, so you're just going to download that. It'll usually, if you're in Windows, you might have to download like a program to hold the download, like BitTorrent or uTorrent, whatever. You probably have one. They're not hard to find. Just do a Google search to find it. So it's going to start downloading. If you're on a Mac, it'll just download on the little bar on the bottom here. As you can see, mine has done. And then once that's done, I'm just going to skip this step because mine's already downloaded. So once this step is done, you're okay to exit out of the support page because you've already created the USB stick and you've already downloaded the file from the same page. So you can just exit out of that. We don't need it anymore. Now we're going to actually go to Finder or Windows Explorer now. You're going to navigate to where you save that file. Mine is just in Downloads, and it's going to be it's going to be called PS4 update.pup. And what we want to do with this one is we're just going to drag it over top of the memory stick and just drop it, and it will automatically transfer and copy. And sometimes if you tried to download something like this before, but it wasn't the right one, but it has the same name, it's gonna save as PS4 update, and then it's gonna have 1 in brackets. And that's just because it's the same file name, but it's not the same file itself. So all you're gonna do is you're going to delete the 1. So it just becomes PS4 update.pup. Then you can just click out of it, and now you can drag that one. Just click OK. And then you can drag that one over top of your memory stick and save it. And once that's done, we're gonna go back into the update file, and it should be saved there. And once it's saved there, we're done with the computer, and we can then move on to the actual PS4 itself. And we're gonna now have to boot into safe mode and choose the correct option once in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to that part, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. So now we're gonna boot the PS4 into safe mode. So the first thing you want to do is turn off your PS4 system completely. If you're on the dashboard already watching this video, then what you're going to want to do is hold the PlayStation button on your controller, and you're going to want to go down to power options and then turn off PS4. And once you click that, the PS4 is going to shut down completely. And then we're going to have to do 2 simple things to get it to boot into safe mode. So you can just hear mine is just turning off. We'll just wait till it's off completely. So that was the ding to turn it off completely. And now we can boot this thing into safe mode. So what you want to do, or we in this case, is you want to hold your power button, which is just the upper of the 2 buttons parallel to the CD slot or the Blu-ray slot. So what we're going to do is hold the power button. You're going to hear the first beep. You want to hold it until you hear a second beep, which is right now. So with that second beep, it's now going to boot into safe mode. And as you can see here, I just want to show you. It is now connect the DualShock 4 using the USB cable, and then press the PS button. And in the top you can see that's safe mode. So that's just the warning that it will give by default. It wants you to do that no matter what, because it needs to ensure there's a secure connection to the controller so you can navigate the menus. So from here I'm going to pause and go back to my original tripod so we have a better view, and I'll be right back. The next thing we're going to want to do is connect the DualShock 4 controller via the USB cable that came with your console. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Yours is probably already connected if you've been having this issue and are in the process of troubleshooting. And let me just get this plugged in. And then once it's plugged in, it's going to, your back should light up, and all you have to do is press the PlayStation button to be able to control it now. And once you have control of safe mode, you have to use the D-pad, not the actual left stick, to control it. It's just the way the defaults are set up. So as you can see, there are different options. We've restart PS4, change resolution, update system software, restore default settings, rebuild database, initialize PS4, and then initialize PS4, reinstall system software. Number 7 is the one we're going to be working with today, because the other ones you don't have to install the software, they're pretty straightforward. This one requires a little more in-depth and a little more explanation. So we're going to click on number 7, and it's going to ask you to connect a USB storage device that contains an update file for reinstallation for version 2.51 or later. And that is why we downloaded the System Software 2.51 and all the updates for it. So we're just going to plug that into your PS4's USB slot. And you're going to press the OK button. And it's going to navigate to that file. That's the default one the PlayStation recognizes. And then it's going to take that file and install it on the actual system itself. So it will hang here for a few seconds while it just navigates and collects the information it needs. But once it's done that, come on, you can do it, PlayStation. You can do it. Any day now. Any day now. Mine's being unusually slow. I think I will fast forward through this part while it just loads. And here we go. The PS4 will be initialized. All users and all data will be deleted. Are you sure you want to do this? So you're going to click yes, because if your system's glitching, or in my case I can't play first-person shooter games, you just press yes. If there's anything important on your PlayStation, like pictures or videos or whatever you have, make sure you back it up before you click this, so that you don't lose any important data. But once you have done everything you want, you're just gonna go over and press yes, and now it's going to initialize and install the software. And this doesn't take as long as you think it might. It takes less than 5 minutes to do the whole installation process, and once that's done, it's 3 simple steps, and then your PlayStation is back up and running just like it was. All you have to do is recover your account, which is saved in the PlayStation Network. As long as you have an internet connection, you can recover any data you had. So, mine's just preparing to update system software. That just takes a second, and then the actual installation will begin. And like I mentioned, it is very quick, so you don't have to, sit around twiddling your thumbs for like 5-6 hours while it does that. Now, after that, you did see that the PlayStation will restart. That's completely normal while it does the configuration process. So don't worry about that. That is completely to be expected. Now the system software update screen comes up. Again, more configuration. And now installing. And again, you can already see it's only sitting on 1% for a few seconds. So that there already indicates that it's going to be quite speedy. And now that it's done, the PlayStation is going to restart one final time, but now it will boot to the regular dashboard you're used to. And you will... No, never mind. You may have to press the power button if it's not responding after 30 seconds, but again, that's completely normal, but it usually will reboot on its own. But because we did reinstall the system software, it is going to walk you through all the steps you would have taken when you first set up your PlayStation when you got it. So it's just going to tell you connect the DualShock, and then once it's connected, press the PlayStation button, which we did. Select your language. Set up all these additional features which aren't important at this exact moment in time. And if you don't have a camera, like a PlayStation camera, then you can just skip that step. It doesn't mean anything. Then just select your time zone, the date, and then you can select the time until the PS4 automatically turns off when you are not operating it. So you can set it to 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 20 minutes. I like to do 1 hour just because I don't want it sitting here for like 10 billion years wasting electricity. But again, it's personal preference, so choose whatever you want. And then you can choose how long you want it to supply power to the USB ports. I like this to always be on because I like to charge my controller and headset at night. But again, completely up to you. You can stay connected to the internet or choose not to, enable turning off PS4 from network, and keep applications suspended. Again, choose whatever you want. Then after that, you just accept, and you are good to go. And now this is the normal process you're probably used to booting into whenever you start your PS4 up normally. And you just click on your username. It will default to user 1 because you haven't redeemed your PSN account yet, but once you do that, it will boot automatically. You just have to choose your actual PSN name, and then you can boot back into your home screen and personalize all your options the way you want. So that is how you initialize a PS4 and reinstall the system software. I hope this helped you, and until next time, we'll see you later. If you're watching this, then you're wondering how to format your USB stick so you can use it. This is quite easy. All we're going to do is open a blank Explorer. Most computers have it just down in the corner here, but if you don't, you can hold the Start key and then press the letter E, and that will open a blank, and it's called an Explorer. It's just like the basics, the root of the file system. Anyways, so from here, you're going to navigate to this PC. Then you're going to go down to the USB stick you need to format for whatever reason. Maybe it's to make room, whatever you need to do for that. And then we're going to right-click it. Right-click on the USB stick, and we're going to click Format. Sorry, a little low there. And then that's going to bring up this window. That's exactly what we want. So what we're going to do is leave everything default. You can give it whatever name you want. Mine's just called My Stuff. Once you have the name picked out you want, you're just going to go ahead and click Start, and it's going to format. You can either do a quick format, or if you uncheck it, it'll do a full format, like a more in-depth one. Quick format is usually fine. It doesn't really matter. So you're just going to click Start, and it's going to give you a warning here. That's going to say, warning, formatting will erase all data on the disk. To format the disk, click OK. To quit, click Cancel. That's fine. So you're just going to click OK to format, and it's going to perform a quick format. It doesn't take very long. And when it's done, you're going to get this window that says Format Complete, and now you are set to go put the files on here that you need and put the update on there. So that's how you format a USB stick in Windows, and keep watching if you need Mac. If you're still watching, you need to format your USB stick on a Mac. This is a little bit more challenging, but still doable and quite reasonable. So the first thing we're going to do is just open a blank Finder. That's the equivalent of Windows Explorer. Then on the side, we're going to go to Applications, and then Utilities. Next, we're going to go to Disk Utility, and it will bring up everything like the operating system, the hard drive and the USB stick. We're going to click on the USB stick, and we are going to click on the Erase tab, and it's just going to bring this up. You can give it whatever name you want, just leave it as MS-DOS FAT. That's the format we want. So let's just call it, for demonstrating purposes, I'm just going to call it My Stuff again, just so we know how to recognize it. And then we're going to click Erase. And it's going to say, are you sure? And you want to say yes, and it will erase it. And once it's erased, it has been erased, and the equivalent of formatting. It's just a different wording in Macs. They like to be weird, but whatever. So now it's been erased or formatted, if you will, and now you can put the file on there. So I hope this helped you, and until next time, guys, we'll see you later.